Hello and welcome to Them Bahamians. My name is Beryl Edgecombe. I'm the executive producer for Them Bahamians, and I'm here on location at the Caribbean Tourism Organization Media Marketplace. Here at the show, there are a number of island representatives that are featuring their island and their uniqueness to the island. And it has been really a pleasure speaking with a number of the distributors and the trade vendors. And in my show following, my interview with the individuals. So welcome to Them Bahamians. Sit back, relax, and let me take you on a Caribbean tour of the islands of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Beryl Edgecombe. I'm with Them Bahamians.
Hello, Beryl. I'm Patricia Marr with the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Welcome to Them Bahamians.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you, this is the annual Caribbean Tourist Organization annual event.
Yes.
What are you featuring at this particular time of Pure Grenada?
Yes, well, we are Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, and we're here this week with our other Caribbean neighbors to really promote the Caribbean to the North American market. And what we're saying is come to Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, because it's a very safe and peaceful island, and the people are very warm and friendly. So when you come to Grenada, you're free to wander. That's what we're saying. You're free to wander. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. My name is Beryl Edgecombe. I'm a producer for Manhattan Neighbor Network and for Them Bahamians, which is seen here in New York City, as well as Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens. Okay. Can you give me your name? And you're representing Barbados.
I'm Petra Roach, and I'm the director for the USA for Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Okay, so this is Caribbean Tourist Office annual event, and so what are you featuring at this market event?
Okay, so ultimately, we are telling the story of Barbados to the American public, and obviously the conduit here today is the press. I think what we want to do is share just how multifaceted a destination Barbados is. I think people think of the Caribbean and they just think of sun, sand and sea. What we want to showcase is actually the breadth of the culinary offer, the fact that we've got such a vibrant history and cultural heritage. We've got an amazing, warm, friendly, well-educated people who welcome visitors each and every day. We've got a very invested population who understand that tourism is actually the economic lifeline for the island. So we see people as visitors rather than as tourists. And really that there is so much for anybody to do, irrespective of what their budget and their passions are.
Well, you mentioned the culture. You want to emphasize the culture of Barbados?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
So I think obviously most people know that Barbados was colonised by the British, and we remained only colonised by the British. A lot of the other Caribbean islands actually went through the hands of the French and the Spanish and the Portuguese. We were only the British. What is interesting, however, is that the same thing happened with the USA. So in the mid-17th century, it was actually Boston and Barbados who were seen as the two richest outposts of the British Empire. We were the inspiration for the American Declaration of Independence. 100 years before, we sought to get our independence from Great Britain through a Treaty of Ostend, and that was the treaty that actually inspired the American Declaration of Independence. Boston, Tea Party, no taxation without representation, that was originated in Barbados. We were the only colony that actually founded another colony. Because the land was so scarce and it was so costly, the Barbadian planters actually went to seek new places that they could actually settle. And they stumbled upon Charleston in the South Carolinas. So we were the only colony that ever founded another colony, Charleston. The first 3 or 4 governors in Massachusetts came from Barbados. There were quite a few of them in the South Carolinas that actually came from Barbados as well. So there's a wealth of history and synergy of that history that a lot of people don't understand. I think if you look in terms of genealogy, there actually is an estimate of between 7 to 10 million Americans who have their roots in Barbados. So that's both white and black. Because we had the British planters and we had the West African slaves. So It's a fascinating little island. As I said, 166 square miles, but just full of little wonderful nuggets. One of the other things that you might or might not be aware of is that in 1703, rum was discovered in Barbados by Mount Gay. So we are the rum that discovered rum. The oldest Jewish synagogue in the Western Hemisphere is actually in Barbados, and that's still fully operational. Up until a couple of years ago, they had a massive drive to raise funds to totally rejuvenate and reconstruct the synagogue to its former glory. And if you go into the graveyard, it tells a million stories.
What is interesting, I've listened to several geological lectures, and I'm amazed at the number of Jews that are, throughout the Caribbean way back in the centuries.
Again, that's where tourism started. We think of tourism from a very short-term perspective, but for a long time now, people have been coming to our shores to seek respite either from persecution or just to sink into an absolute paradise and really forget about all their woes and troubles of the First World. Our Jews actually were being persecuted by the Portuguese, and they sought to move to Barbados so that they could find solace and respite from the persecution there. And they formed a community, and it's still a very thriving community still.
Interesting. So did the slave trade pass through Barbados then?
Yes, we were part of that triangular trade, and the thing is that it's not something that we celebrate, but it's a reality. And one of the things that we're doing with Charleston is actually introducing people to the story and helping them to retrace those steps, because it's irrespective of what we think, it's actually a fascinating story. So St. Nicholas Abbey, that is one of the only 3 Jacobean houses in the Caribbean. That's in Barbados. The Arlington House was where they actually set off from. So we feel, and for the longest while within our schools, we've been teaching about the British history, etc. Now we teach about Caribbean history, because ultimately we as a people need to know where we come from, and that's where we need to find our strengths in order to go forward and continue to be one of the most fascinating regions on the face of the earth.
So a lot of the persons that participate in the Revolutionary War all came from Barbados as well. Do you have a lot of loyalists in Barbados?
Oh, I've no clue.
Well, in Bahamas, I'm originally from Bahamas. We have a lot of loyalists that came from the Florida area into the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And from the Florida area, when the Spanish came in, they moved to different parts of the Caribbean islands.
Okay.
Jamaica.
I don't know if you know about the geography of Barbados, but we're very far down, much closer to South America, and we actually stick out a little bit to the east. So the challenge or the benefit to us was that most of the other vessels in that time actually went past Barbados. They didn't realize that it was there, which is one of the reasons that we were only colonized by the British. Yeah.
Okay, great. So thank you very much.
But we hope to see you in Barbados sometime
You
soon.
never know. I know that a friend of mine has encouraged me to travel with her to Barbados.
Yeah, it really is, as I said, an amazing place where whether you want to go and eat in the little fishing village, or you want to eat in a Bajans home, we call ourselves Bajans, or you want to go and eat at one of the finest restaurants in the world is your oyster. One of the things that I really, truly appreciate in life is choice. So again, whether you want to stay in a mom and pop establishment, or you want to stay in an absolutely luxurious villa, we have all those options available. But the most important thing, and the reason that we've got a 42% repeat clientele, is really the warmth and the engaging welcome that you get from the Barbadian people. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Anita Johnson Patty.
Anita Johnson Patty. Okay, good. Welcome to Den Bahamians.
Thank you.
Here at the show for this annual event of the Caribbean Tours Organization, what in particular are you featuring of the Bahamas this time? In a meeting on a forum on Monday, they seem to be emphasizing the cultures now more so than large hotels, etc., to give the visitor a different experience. What do you have to say on that subject?
Well, in the Bahamas, we have not just one brand, meaning one island to promote. We have 16 to 19 islands, so definitely all of those islands have different personalities. And as you said, we are deviling into the culture. Not just, the islands of the Bahamas are not just about beach and sand. It's about the personalities. It's about the people. It's about the regattas. It's about the festivals. So when a media person comes there, they want a true story. They want the story to be organic on different things that are going on in the Bahamas. And that's what they're talking about, the culture.
Now, you mentioned about regattas. What time of the year are we talking about?
They are throughout the year. That's the beauty, because if you go on Bahamas.com and go to Eleuthera, you will see at least 4 different regattas on different areas of Eleuthera at different times. Then you go to Exuma and you see the famous Out Island Regatta. That's the end of April, and that's huge. That's visitors and locals alike. Then you go to Abaco and you'll see regatta time in Abaco. That's in July. And then you go to Cat Island and you see a Rake and Scrape Festival. Then you go to Anjos and you see a crab festival. So that's the beauty of the islands of the Bahamas. They're so rich in culture. You just have to find it and know where it is.
Now, some years ago, you had the Gombe Festival. Do you consider that a part of your culture as well?
Absolutely. We are actually building up for that right now in at least 8 of our islands. So we're going to have Gombe Festival in Gombe and Junkanoo summer. So one is July and one is August. And you can go to the website there to find out, because there are different times on different islands. So Grand Bahama has it, Long Island has it, Abaco has it, Anjos has it, and Nassau Paradise has it, to name a few.
Oh, so you'll be having Gombe Festival on all of the family islands. That's what you're saying?
Most of them. Yes, most of them. And that's basically Friday and Saturday of different. They have Junkanoo, food, entertainment, everything. You get a true taste of the Bahamas.
And that's starting this July?
Yes, July 7th. Yes.
Okay. Now, what else are you featuring that the tourists should want to know?
Well, we have a lot. We have food tours. We have rum tours. We have our people-to-people program, where you really get a sense of, what a Bahamian is like, and you meet a Bahamian, and this is all complimentary. So even if you're on a cruise for the day, they can set something up for you. There's so much. We have a lot of sporting events. We have 2 big marathons coming up that are wonderful, and it depends what your flavor is.
You said scuba marathon?
No, I said we have 2. We have Marathon Bahamas in January, and that's huge. We have runners from 20 different countries. It's a beautiful, beautiful marathon. And then we have one in Exuma that's smaller, because I think it's in its 3rd year. That's in October.
So anyone listening to the show can, if they're a runner, they can log on to your website and...
Yes, they have to log on to the website, Bahamas.com, and go to events.
Are there any other events that the visitor comes down?
Well, of course, during the Christmas time, we have Junkanoo, which is huge. So we have that December 26th and January 1st. Yes.
That's the annual.
Yes, that's the annual Junkanoo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anita, Patty Johnson.
Anita Johnson, Patty.
Anita Johnson, Patty. Okay, it's a pleasure.
Patricia Marr, I'm with the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Welcome to Den Bahamians.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you, this is the annual Caribbean Tourist Organization annual event.
Yes.
What are you featuring at this particular time of Pure Grenada?
Yes, well, we are Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, and we're here this week with our other Caribbean neighbours to really promote the Caribbean to the North American market. And what we're saying is, come to Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, because it's a very safe and peaceful island, and the people are very warm and friendly. So when you come to Grenada, you're free to wander. That's what we're saying. You're free to wander. Yes, you're free to wander all over Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
Now, this year, Tours of Caribbean Tours Organization
Yes,
seem to be emphasizing the culture
absolutely.
of the islands.
Yes.
What culture, or what comprises the culture of Grenada?
Well, Grenada has a lot of culture. We've got a lot of stories to tell. If you're interested in stories, come to Grenada because we've got 4 chocolate factories and you can learn all about our cocoa. It's the best cocoa in the world and we make chocolate from it. So you can go to 4 chocolate factories. We've got 3 rum factories. You can visit them, learn all about the production of rum and taste it too. You know, so there's so many things to do and see. We've got more than 10 waterfalls in Grenada that you can hike to. So it's not just sun, sea and sand, but so much more in Grenada. Well, I mentioned the fact that we have the spices, the spice of the Caribbean. So our food is amazingly tasty because number one, it's very organic. The soil is very rich in Grenada. We've got awesome agricultural products and we bring that to the table in the hotels and the restaurants. So you get really tasty local food with lots of spices infused in the cuisine. So it's memorable.
So all of your having such rich soil in Grenada.
Yes.
All of your products that you use in the hotels.
Yeah, they're mostly a lot of local products because we grow so much in Grenada. You know, you can have soursop ice cream. You know, you can have callaloo soup. You know, you can have lambi waters in Grenada. You know what that is, right?
I don't.
Similar to Kong. Yes.
It's conch soup, really, but we call it lambi waters, you know. So we've got a lot of local cuisine that we share with our visitors because that's what they love and enjoy, and it's so tasty and flavorful, you see. Yeah. Oh, yes. Taste some of our Juve chocolate. That's from Diamond Chocolate Estate. You can go and visit the factory. You can watch the ladies make the chocolate right there. And it's an amazing experience, and I'm sure it's very tasty, right?
Yeah. It's been a hit right here.
This is Clark's Court rum. Clark's Court has won several awards. They have amazing rum. They even have a sorrel rum. You know sorrel now, don't you? Yeah. We got lots of sorrel in Grenada, and we actually make a sorrel rum. Clark's Court make an amazing sorrel rum. Yeah. Of course, we've got cinnamon, we've got nutmeg, we've got. I think Christine can speak to the spices.
12 different spices, including nutmeg is one of our most prized products. We produce close to 1/3 of the world's supply of nutmeg, second to Indonesia. So we have over 12 different spices: cinnamon, saffron, clove, ginger, just to name a few. Yes. Yes. And we make a delicious nutmeg ice cream as well. And all of the parts of the nutmeg is very useful. The outer part we use is a pulp, and we could make nutmeg jams, jellies, syrup. We make a delicious nutmeg syrup as well for your pancakes. And you know, the nutmeg have several uses. The outer part, the mace, is excellent for soups, and you know, every part of the nutmeg is used. We use the shell also as mulch for gardens, and so it's a very prized product. And you know, it's used in pharmaceutical industry as Vicks Vapor Rub, nail polish, men's aftershave lotion, and to preserve like tin products like sausages, and so it's, you know, it's our black gold, so to speak. Yes. Well, our carnival is coming up. It's held the second weekend in August each year, and that's a fun time. You could just come down and let your hair down and have a good time, and you can play. Yeah, we have a kind of a jab where they black themselves down, and it's very unique and special, and it's a really memorable experience to come and party with the local people. No, I haven't. But Francine, our marketing manager, have done it, and trust me, she was. Yes.
I love it.
But it's a nice time to come down. We also have we had our Pure Grenada Music Festival, and that is a festival with a difference. That is held May, and that they focus a lot on the local talent and developing the local talent as well. They have a sustainable element to it as well, preserving the environment. So it's very unique in that sense. And we talked about the chocolate. We have a chocolate festival as well, and you know, a lot of the foodies and a lot of bloggers came down, and we just want to ensure that, you know, it's a different aspect of the product that we want to elevate and, you know, own it, because, you know, the chocolate has won a lot of awards, so we really want to showcase that as part of our product. We don't have a people, but we have what we call many very small boutique kind of hotels and mom and pop. So you could go into a community, and they have people have guest houses that they could rent, and we have a number of villas as well. So you could go into the community. We focus a lot on community tourism. So there are a lot of activities like Victoria Day. We have a thing in Monkmorris that you could go and have breakfast. So there's a lot of things that you could go and immerse yourself with the community and have a really authentic experience. Carriacou and Petit Martinique too, which are our sister island, that's very different. It focuses a lot on, you know, West African culture, and we have like regattas, boat building, and they build a boat is a skill that the Scotsmen came down and it left with them, and a lot of the local schooners are built, and everything is done by hand still. So that's really the cultural heritage that we really want to focus and preserve as well. Yes, a lot of we have some of the vendors here, and we have a very strong diaspora in New York and Miami, and so believe it or not, a lot of the products they consume it, and you know that's a business that we really focus a lot on. In Brooklyn, there's a market in Brooklyn called La Bay Market that a lot of people go and buy all the sursub, the mangoes, all the various fruits, and also fish as well.
You have to join me there one day so you can cook up some of that stuff.
Good chef that you interviewed, and I hope you will be joining us for Rum and Rhythm tomorrow. She has some special eats and tastings. That's going to be at the Capitol on Brewery Street from 6:30 to 11:30 tomorrow evening. I could give you the information if you want, or CTO, if you check the desk, they have the details. So
I'm going to get information from you. I'd like to...
Yes. Okay, great. Yes, I'll give that to you. No, the thing about it, they don't allow open thing there. So most of all the chefs have to prepare their food, and then they come with the stirners and they thing. But everything is done fresh. She's cooking tomorrow morning. Yes. That's from 6:30 to 11 tomorrow. It's going to be at Capitol. They held it there last year. See the Capitol. Yes, you're going to be there. Yeah. So we're going to have food, music. Yes. So it's going to be nice. Yes. So make sure you come and taste our chef. Yes. Okay. All right.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Right?
Okay.
Lovely to meet you, Burl.
Same here. It's good
Yes.
seeing you again.
Yes, nice to
Yes,
see you.
definitely. Bahamians.
Very nice to meet you.
And your name?
I'm Carolyn Trubetskoy.
Hi, welcome.
Good.
You're with the Mountains of St. Lucia.
I'm actually, the president of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, but also the proud hotel owner of 2 resorts in St. Lucia, Anse Chastanay, as well as Jade Mountain.
Hi, can you tell us about, St. Lucia and the mountains? Mountain St. Lucia.
The property is called Jade Mountain in Anse Chastanay. So we have 2 properties in the southwest of St. Lucia. Anse Chastanay we have owned since the 70s. It has 49 rooms. It celebrates all things authentically Caribbean and St. Lucian. And we have an excellent opportunity for activity there. We have over 12 miles of hiking and biking trails, excellent scuba diving, and a very healthy romance segment with many honeymooners. Jade Mountain, my husband built and designed. It opened in 2007. And it has only 29, we call them sanctuaries, not rooms, because they're really very special sanctuaries, 29 of them, all of which have a completely open wall, so that you're always one-on-one with the beautiful view of our Piton Mountains. Plus, 24 out of the 29 have a private infinity pool. And Jade Mountain is known around the world. It has won great many awards as one of the top properties in the Caribbean.
Jade Mountain, what's the highest peak there?
It's a resort that's about 250 feet up from the sea level. Yeah.
Okay, now, can you hike through the mountains or?
It's really just the name of the property.
Just the property?
Yes.
Okay, and okay, so what, when you say the culture, so really emphasizing?
St. Lucia. So yeah, we are in St. Lucia, yeah. Well, from the very beginning that our property Anne Chastanet was built and further grew, we really wanted to keep as much economic benefit as possible in the region. So we looked very carefully what could be built locally, what could be made locally. So from our uniforms to our table linen, to our furniture, everything is made in St. Lucia, including our rugs, our straw mats, everything is made locally, and that is a philosophy we have kept since 1974. So obviously St. Lucia has a very interesting heritage, having changed hands between the French and the British 14 times. So we also let our Creole heritage shine through in whatever we do for our guests in terms of what activities we plan for them. What culinary experiences we serve them. We give them a long information booklet on the history. So we try to really open the visitor's mind to our history, to what we are as a country. We also have over 30 years brought local artists to the property to create local works of art for our property. So all of our rooms have original art.
Is it art from the local artists or?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you mention that the furniture is built on the island, where do you get the material from to build the tables?
Right. I mean, not all of the wood comes from St. Lucia. We don't have that much on offer. In some instances, we have ensured that the wood that we, for example, get from Guyana is harvested in an environmentally correct and conscious fashion. So the wood we can't always guarantee comes from the island, but our workmen surely do.
That's very beautiful. What about the foods and that you observed? What's foods are indigenous to the islands?
Well, our national dish is green fig and saltfish. But what I find very fascinating is that over the years our farmers have, I would say, expanded what can be grown locally. As a matter of fact, we have our own organic farm as well, and we have very successfully started, for example, to grow artichoke and asparagus on our farm and microgreens. We also have just had a workshop with our own farm manager and the farmers in the region how to grow mushrooms in the Caribbean. So what we're trying to do is expand on the local produce so that our chefs really have a choice of produce to work with. And then the Caribbean-born chefs that we see in the region now, they're really giving new meaning to what is Caribbean cuisine. They know modern cooking techniques. They have a very creative mind. And we try to dazzle and showcase the best we have from the produce and our talent.
How about the music that you find at your location?
So in St. Lucia, we, again, with the Creole heritage, we have our Shak Shak bands, which is sort of embedded. You find them in Louisiana as well. It's the banjo, the violin, the guitar, and the Shak Shak. So we still have some of those bands around. We have quadrille dancers. We, of course, have our reggae and soca bands, and we have live entertainment every day at the hotel to showcase all that we have. We also have, a school of music, so you can also really have excellent, I would say, more quiet entertainment, like an acoustic guitarist, and so, there's lots of choice.
So these are musicians from the islands?
Yes, yes.
So at the Hotel behind you are a lot of natives?
Well, we have at our Chastenay 49 rooms, and we have at Jade Mountain 29 sanctuaries, so together 78 rooms, but we employ over 550 people, whereby I would say 525 are from the island of St. Lucia. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Lovely meeting you. Carolyn Trubetskoy. www.jademountain.com and AnseChastanet.com. ANSECHASTANET.com.
And you're affiliated with the Caribbean Tourism Organization, is that?
I am affiliated with the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, which is the private sector arm of the Caribbean Tourism Organization. So I represent, our organization represents 32 national hotel associations in the Caribbean region. And we work very closely with these associations and our member hotels. We have over 1,000 hotel and allied members.
Yes, it seems as if the Caribbean Tourism Organization is now focusing on the culture of the Caribbean islands. Can you give me some information on that to our...
I think that both the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association and the Caribbean Tourism Organization, we have our work cut out because there's so many things we need to do for the region. Culturally, if we just really look at the issue of sustainability as a whole, I don't think we have done justice to our creative arts. And so I think there's a lot of work to be done. We also really have to identify who we actually are. I feel in many islands, the heritage that we have on each island is not fully understood. So we need to sometimes go out and actually understand it ourselves. I must commend Barbados that have created a product development authority that is managed and guided by Dr. Kerry Hall. And when you hear a presentation how she has taken Barbados, that most of us, I think, still really mostly see as an island where you have great beaches, she really showcases the authentic side, the culture and the history of Barbados in such a great fashion that we can all take, a page out of her book and see what we can do for the other islands. Thank you.
I think emphasizing the culture of the Caribbean islands is a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
And I hope that a lot more visitors come to experience the Caribbean islands. Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, same here. I'm Beryl Edgecombe. I'm with Den Bahamians, and you're the
Honorable
Minister of
Cecil
Tourism?
Mackey, Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Honorable Cecil Mackey.
Cecil Mackey.
Mackey, Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay, and you're
Celia Ross Latham. I'm Director of Sales for St. Vincent and the Grenadines in New York.
in New York. Okay, great. So tell me, as Minister of Tourism, how many islands are we talking about, St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Well, I'm happy you asked that question because we have 32 islands and keys that make up St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we always sell and use as promotion, you pay for one and you get 31 free.
You get 31
Free.
free.
Pay for one destination, you get 31 free.
So how close are they together? Do you need a plane to go island hopping? Or?
Yes, in fact, we have 5 airports. One on Union Island, one on Mustique, one on Canouan, one on Bequia, and one on St. Vincent, mainland St. Vincent.
Okay, so when I fly in, I fly into where?
Right, we just opened our international airport on the 14th of February 2017, but we have a jet strip on Canouan, and the other islands, the other 3, you take a small 9-seater to get to that destination. But there are ferries that also travel every day from the mainland all the way down to the furthest Grenadine island.
And how long will it take for me to go from one island, from
Well,
the mainland to...
Bequia is the closest to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Will take 45 minutes by ferry. If you go all the way down to Union Island, that's where the ferries go, you'll take about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yes.
They go all the way down to
Union Island. That's the most southerly island that the ferry goes to. But you can there's some further south, but you take speedboats to get over there from Union Island. Yes.
So now, the Caribbean Tourism Organization for this year, they're talking about the culture of the island.
Yes.
What are you emphasizing for St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Well, we boast that we have the most varied tourism products in the region. We virtually have it all in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But our niche markets are ecotourism, weddings, honeymoons. We have the best diving and sailing waters, not only in the Caribbean, comparative to the best in the world. So we have a lot to offer as a destination, and therefore that's why we say to persons, this in fact is the Caribbean you've been looking for.
Now, when you talk about the St. Vincent, which hotel are you emphasizing? Or are you emphasizing the people, or are you emphasizing, to choose to move into the islands and experience the people and the foods and the music?
Yes.
Can we get those in the hotels?
Yeah, we have some all-inclusive, but we encourage persons to come and sample what St. Vincent and the Grenadines is really all about. In fact, we have been challenged by our room capacity for some time. We have about 2,200 rooms, but the access to the destination has been a challenge, and that is why we worked very hard to open and establish the Argyle International Airport, direct flights, and we already have airlines announcing direct flights to the destination, despite the fact that we are only open for just over 100 days. So it's now easier to get to the destination. But we are also doing some major work on enhancing the port facility. Last year we were able to welcome the Britannia, 4,000 passengers, 2,000 crew to the destination. This season, 2017-18, we're going to have an even larger cruiser coming to our shores. But we also cater for persons who have exquisite taste in terms of the cuisine. We're trying to develop, in fact, a food and rum festival, because we have some very outstanding rums as well, gold medal winners. We're also trying to develop a water week, because as I indicated, we have some outstanding diving and sailing waters, so we want to establish a sail week. But we're also doing things with developing our festivals. So we have a music festival, we have an Easter festival, a regatta. We also have our Vinci Mass. This year we are celebrating 40 years of Vinci Mass in June, July. We also have a festival in October. And in December, we have what's called the 9 mornings. It's the only country in the world. 9 mornings before Christmas, persons get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to concerts all throughout the country. So that is unique to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're developing our festivals, and we're also developing the various tourism sites that one can visit when you come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
So when you say you can get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go to a concert,
yes,
and that concert lasts for how long?
It's a street concert that goes from 4 o'clock until the daylight.
Oh, it's a street concert.
Street concert,
oh, okay,
yes.
It's free.
Free.
Okay, it's
Yep.
9 mornings before Christmas.
Christmas.
Okay, and it starts when?
It starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, 9 mornings.
Okay.
Well,
So the
yes,
starts.
yes, the 16th of December. So for the 9 mornings leading up to Christmas. And in addition to the concert, we have light up competition. So the communities, the villages light up, and we have a competition, as well as the business houses and homes. So really it's a spectacle, and that's why St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are known as one of the most exciting, the best places to be anywhere on earth for December of any year.
Now, what foods and what do you grow on these islands?
Oh, we have a lot of root crops, Edo root crops, Edo, dasheen, yams, sweet potato. The soil in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is very rich. Why? We have a volcano. And it is claimed that if you stand on one spot for too long in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you will go, because the soil is so fertile. In addition to that, we were known to be a major export of bananas to the United Kingdom, but we had preferential treatment at that time. That has since been cut, and therefore we more export our bananas to the region. We also do a lot of planting, we do livestock. So we basically have a bit of everything. We are known to be the largest exporter of the same root crops to Trinidad and Tobago, and we export a lot of our livestock to the other neighboring islands as well.
You said neighboring islands.
Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. Yep. Yep.
Do you want to emphasize for St. Vincent and Grenadines? They've given us quite a wonderful look into the island. What about the culture and if people want people-to-people contact?
Yes.
Do you have small hotels like in the communities?
Yes. The hotels that we have, they're spread throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because there are some also major hotels on the Grenadines. For example, you have the Pink Sun Hotel that is surpass a 5-star. Really, yeah, a really classy hotel on Canawana. Mustique, they're known as the land of the rich and famous. A lot of millionaires and billionaires live on Mustique as well as Canawana. So that's a specific type of tourism product that is offered there. On mainland St. Vincent, we have the volcano. So the beaches there are black sand beaches, whereas the beaches on the Grenadines, they're coral formation, so they're white sand beaches. We also have the oldest botanic gardens in the Western Hemisphere, the Botanical Gardens, 250 years old. That's special, that's very special. So we have a variety of things that we offer. We have a number of waterfalls, rivers, we have forts. So we have a lot of variety in terms of the tourism product, and that's why we can confidently invite persons to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines and let them know that this is the Caribbean you've been looking for.
Right. You're people to people.
Yeah, people to people. We have the artist that has the largest soca song in the world. His name is Kevin Little. Did a song called Turn Me On. We also have Skinny Fabulous, who is an upcoming artist as well. For Carnival, we have steel orchestras, we have mass bands, we have street jump-ups. So persons can go into the communities and mix with persons in the communities and feel at home. We are known to be a very warm people, very friendly, and therefore we always try to make you feel welcome and comfortable when you come to the destination. So I would say that if you choose St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a destination, you really cannot go wrong.
And how can we get information on the website or?
Yes. We have a ministry, a tourism authority. They market and promote the destination. So you can Google in Tourism Authority St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and you will get all of the information that will come up. And you can make your choices in terms of what hotels you can attend, activities you can attend, what to do, where to go when you're in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Minister of Tourism.
You're welcome.
Cecil Mackey.
Cecil Mackey.
Yeah.
And I invite you to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines yourself, experience it for yourself.
I hope to be there one of these days soon.
Yes,
and
thank
I will
you.
definitely look you up.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Beryl Edgecombe. I'm with Dem Bahamians. And your name is?
My name is Muriel Wiltord, and I'm Director Americas for the Martinique Tourism Authority.
Okay, and this year the Caribbean Tourism Organization is featuring the culture. What are you featuring at this trade show that features St. Martinique?
Well, Martinique is ongoingly featuring its culture. We believe it's our strongest asset. The island is rich in history. I mean, for example, we have historical figures that were born, raised in Martinique, that are known all over the world, such as the wife of Napoleon, Josephine. She was born and raised in Martinique, or also literary figures such as Aimé Césaire, the father of the Negritude movement. And so, it's an island that is really keen toward promoting its culture, its people, and who we are. Let's be real.
Now, are there anything in particular this year that you want to emphasize as far as your culture is concerned? You mentioned your history. What in particular about your history that you want tourists to know before they get to visit you?
Well, in particular this year, because of the context of the Caribbean Week, and also because of the context of a project that we have with other Caribbean islands, we put an emphasis on the Route du Rhum, the road of the rums. We have 11 different distilleries, most of them dating from the 18th century in Martinique, and we have a special process that is unique to us, and that's why we call our rum Rhum agricole. We do it straight from the sugar cane juice, and we're going to be part, I hope you will enjoy it too, we're going to be part of the Rum and Rhythm event tomorrow night with a nice representation of all the rums that we produce on this tiny island.
Now, one of your main products is sugarcane.
Well, yeah, it's sugarcane, but from that we produce the rums that we have in Martinique, and we produce also some sugar, we produce bananas, we produce pineapples, and of course tourism is an economic force for the island. We're very excited also to promote this year direct non-stop access to Martinique, because our biggest challenge from the US, from New York in particular, was how to get there. Okay, you can still go via Miami, but starting in October of this year, we will renew a direct service with Norwegian Air from JFK 4 times a week, from Fort Lauderdale 3 times a week, from Providence and Boston twice a week. So it's great because 4 hours and a half after taking off, you're in Martinique enjoying sunshine, great rum, great sceneries, a little bit of culture and history, and just the people of the island.
How large is St. Martinique?
Martinique is about 70 miles long and 50 miles wide. It's not too small, it's not too big. The road network is really very excellent. Martinique is a French Caribbean island, so we have all the infrastructures also in terms of health, safety, in terms of road network, I don't know, that are great, wonderful.
So some of the products that you produce there, what are they?
What we produce there, well, we fish, we have a sugarcane, we have pineapple, as I said, we have a lot of seafood. We're very organic.
Festivals.
Yes, of course. We have ongoing festivals. We have Festival of Jazz in December. We have in July, for example, the Festival of the capital city of Martinique, which is named Fort-de-France, and there's also always a cultural activity. And also, if you want, you can come to Martinique and do a cooking class, for example, of French Creole food, what we do, and so what we eat. And so that's also an experience. Martinique can, bring you the experience that you want to keep in your memory. You can also take ballet dances classes. Ballet is a traditional dance from Martinique. With the drums, and we offer that to our visitors, of course, if they are interested, but they are.
So in your hotels then, you feature your native music?
In our hotels, we feature native music. We have also shows to feature native dances. We have also, in the food, even breakfast offered by the hotels, you always have and more local grown products. Yeah, and for example, if you eat meat, it's going to be organic meat because we believe in that. So some places are really pushing this clean environment. You have to know.
Someone
Sorry.
wants to know about your information. You have a website or something?
We have a website, so it's www.us.martinique, martinique.org. And I wanted to say also, as we were discussing organic nature, that this island is really green, and 2/3 of the island is a nature park actually. So it's also great for hiking, for exploring, for climbing Mount Pelée, which is a majestic mountain that is soon to be part of the World Heritage at UNESCO. So
How steep is it? What's the height of
it's about, I speak in meters, it's about 4,000 meters high. I don't know feet that well. Sorry.
My visitors or my
I hope.
audience would know exactly what you're.
Yes.
Yeah,
When it's high, you can climb it.
Okay.
But you can, it's, yeah.
Okay, and your name again is?
My name is Muriel Wiltord, and visit our website. And
Your website again?
That's www.us.martinique.org.
Beautiful. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so
My name is
much.
Beryl Edgecombe with Dem Bahamians.
Merci.
Okay.
Merci.
All the best.
All the best.
Hope
Thank
to see you
you.
tomorrow night.
Okay,
At
I'll
Rum
give
and
you
Rhythm.
my
Your card, yes. Beryl Edgecombe, I'm with Dem Bahamians, and your name is?
Cardigan Connor. I'm the Parliamentary Secretary with responsibilities for tourism, sports, youth and culture in Anguilla.
Now, here at the Caribbean Tourism Trade Show, what in particular are you emphasizing at this show?
I think for us it is a case of, when we talk about One Caribbean, is the getting together of all the Caribbean nations that are part of the CTO. And I think for us as Anguilla, showcasing as to what makes us unique to compare with other Caribbean brothers and sisters. And I think that a lot of that comes down to our natural culture of boat racing. That's one aspect. We offer a high-end, but not just high-end for tourism, but high quality to all pay wage. So whether it's those who can afford the $10,000 a night or those for $100 a night, I think it is a case of us understanding and getting the message out there that we are inviting all to our beautiful island.
Now, are you expanding your cultural awareness of the island, or you have been always?
Well, I think the basics of our cultural aspect has been there. But again, as we look, in the past what has happened is that the Caribbean seems to be a destination of being promoted as sand, sea, and food. I think, though, that with all the islands offering that, it is important that each island needs in some way to be unique. And I think for us, we have a number of festivals that can relate to that, whether it's Festival del Mar, which is the festival of the sea, where fishing has been a big part of our culture for a number of years. We also have the Welch's Festival, which is a throwback to what Anguilla was like 50, 100 years ago, and how we cooked, how we ironed clothing and stuff like that.
When is that festival?
The Festival del Mar is over the Easter period. You find that the Welch's Festival was just over the last weekend, over the Whit Monday, and also we have in places like West End or Meads Bay, you have Westfest, which again it is centered very much about boat racing and activities on the beach.
Now, do you help people to people, where the visitor can experience, the culture of the people themselves, one-on-one with the...
Well, I think what you'll find is that as we move forward with an industry like Airbnb, it offers that very much in the sense that, again, as I said, going back to the mid-'80s, Anguilla was regarded from the mid-'80s as a more high-end. But we're not just about high-end. We're about any visitor who wants to come to the island they can experience the Anguillan experience. And the Anguillan experience is not just about the fancy restaurants or the high-end facilities. It is about experiencing how the local lives, and how best to do that is actually having, especially with Airbnb, is to have Anguillans that opens their homes to visitors, whether it's the whole apartment or the whole house, or even if it's a room in your house. And being a small island, small population, it is very easy to have hands-on of that Anguillan experience. Over the years, we've had a number of repeat guests. In fact, we pride ourselves on that. And with a number of countries or areas or destinations to visit, the fact that a number of our people or visitors choose to come back says that they really want that Anguillan experience. And I believe that that's exactly what we offer. But we're always looking for other avenues where we can further enhance that experience.
So, a visitor visiting your hotels will find your music and your foods within the hotel?
Well, pretty much. But also, I think what we don't have, which to a degree is a good thing on the island, is about all inclusive. So that what it means is that when you check in, you can easily move throughout the island and experience with great degree of reassurance of safety that you can enjoy that Anguillan experience. When you talk about music, Banky Banks and Moon Splash, that is usually the moonlight, full moon, close to the Easter period is when it's set aside for something like the Moon Splash. Although it is centered mainly around reggae and reggae artists that comes in, it's an Anguillan experience under the moonlight on the beach with one of our great reggae artists, reggae rock artists, not just in Anguilla but throughout the Caribbean.
Okay, now if someone wants information on where do one go? What's your website?
Well, it's visitanguilla.com. You can also contact the Anguilla Tourist Board, and so again, it is the information's all there, and again, it's quite simple. You contact us, and we're only but happy to get that information out to our visitors.
Okay, beautiful. It's been a pleasure talking with you. My name is Beryl Edgecombe with Dem Bahamians. Okay, and your name again is?
Cardigan Connor, like the sweater.
Right. Okay, it's a pleasure.
Likewise.